Hello, this is Clint from Clint's Permaculture Garden. I showed a video where I showed some figs talking about how much money they're worth, and as someone that's into permaculture, to understand stacking functions, not in space but also in time, I want to show you something you could do to get more value, more production, and it'll help you have different ways that you can go out and extend your system, or you can pay for your system. And a lot of it is just thinking ahead, using design, very simple stuff on how you can make plants way more valuable than people think they are. Now what I'm looking at right here is a Bradford pear. Me and my wife, it's about a 3-year-old tree. Me and my wife got a bushel and a half of pears off of this. You can see it at Instagram, Clint_Locklear. But what I've done with this Bradford pear on purpose was, when it was younger, I took a piece of wire from here to the trunk and I've straightened these limbs out, which I'm getting ready to show you. And I did that for a very specific reason, because the value of the fruit, which is what most people think about when they have a pear tree, but there's also other things to keep in mind. And it depends on how far you want to take this, but my suggestion is to take it pretty far, because you'll see how unique this is to be thinking ahead when you're training a tree. If this was being a Bartlett pear, you got to have rootstock. You can buy rootstock at a lot of different places. It'd be anywhere from 70 cents to $1.85. You get 25 at a time, so you'll have that in amount. Bradford pear that's about 2 years old, grafted on, really good rootstock, semi-dwarf for regular, or even a dwarf if you wanted to go that way. You can sell a very high quality tree, just like Rain Tree does, for $39. So I want you to keep that in mind. Let's take away our pots, our pot and soil, or rootstock. So we have $5, and all that combined plus a little bit of labor. By pruning this way, I've got $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20. All these are very straight. $20, $20, $20, $20. The ones that grew up, even though I didn't prune them, are straight. $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, and I can do that all around the tree. I think you get the point there without me being obnoxious, because that's not the point. But the value of the tree is not only in its fruit production or the way it looks, or getting seed or something to go plant out, or just enjoying it to make pear sauce or something like me and my wife do. The value of this tree every single year, if you set up a permaculture nursery and you understand the entrepreneur side where you can sell them fairly easy, you understand how to use a computer as far as getting a website, you understand how to get local business, you understand how to sell wholesale or retail, whichever it is decides you do. You have all these options with all this money. Now, if there was $20 bills actually on every one of these, it would be pretty amazing. That's one tree. This is one tree in the system, because this is not as failured. I just train this, just like the branch behind it that has all these. And when you're ordering your rootstock, it'll be in different sizes. It'll be 1/4 inch or 3/8 or something like that. You'll need to know. So like this will take a different rootstock than this does, but I can come in and get all these cuttings off of this tree. And so when I paid whatever I paid for this tree, $20, $30, whatever it was, 2 branches that I'm gonna have to trim off to get good production next year pays for the tree every year. So let's say I'm gonna, just by looking around, I can easily do, can you show that up there, Travis, without the sun killing it? All those straight up there. I'm gonna be getting cuttings off of that. So I'm gonna probably have 70 to 100 trees grafted off of this one Bartlett pear, which grows really good here, that I can then turn and sell. This one tree, for just the cuttings this year, if I get, say, 100, which I'm not sure I can. I know I can because I've got another Bartlett tree. But if I have 100 Bartlett trees for sale, I understand the marketing and the entrepreneurship behind it. That's $3,000 per value of the tree, not counting the fruit or anything else like that. So by understanding the nursery side and the food side and the marketing side and all those different sides, because you're just like everything else in permaculture, it's circular in the way that it's supposedly designed. Now this tree every year is worth $3,000. If I had 10 trees, I've got $30,000. Now what does that mean to a permaculturist? Well, if you need land and you got 10 trees that you can make $30,000 off of every year, and somewhere it's expensive, even if it was $30,000 an acre, you can have your trees pay for your acre of land every year. Cash, no debt, no anything else like that. You're letting your system buy land that you can go either live off of or be able to extend your system. And then you can see down the road, I may have 300 trees that if I was inclined, how many trees could I then sell off of all those trees? Because I'm doing this with the pears and the cherries and the chase seedless and the pawpaws and the nectarines and the persimmons and the jujubes, and I'm doing all that in my backyard nursery. And finding customers for this stuff is not hard, because what I do with it, and I explain to a customer, is 100 times better than they can go to a box store and buy. And that's what you need to understand, is that marketing side of that. So when you come out and you see a pear tree like this, if it's done right the way this one is, you can do this with mulberry, apples, didn't make any difference. You see $3,000 trees. Now when you talk to a farmer and they're arguing over, you know, production of $300 to $1,000 an acre, 3,000 right here. I don't know what the square footage is, but it's not very much. And I can repeat this on down through the food forest. And that's just what I wanted to explain, because to be sustainable, it's got to be profitable and it's got to be self-sustaining, which means if you want to extend it, don't go borrow money. Don't go work an extra job. Let your system do it. You could have 5 trees where even if you sold the trees, then get other trees. Because if you sold all these Bartlett pears or the shade seedless or the mulberries, you sold those and then you wanted to get into a bunch of different varieties of Japanese plums or muscadines or jujube trees, you'll have the cash to go do it without it hurting your bottom line or coming out of your pocket at the time. That's the way a permaculturist needs to think. It's like an entrepreneur. Not so much just we're doing this to save the world. You got to save your own self before you can save the world.